My friend, have you ever felt that sudden stirring in your heart? That sense that something heavenly is unfolding in your love story? It's as if the angels themselves are whispering, "It's time." You've waited, prayed, endured heartbreak, and wondered when God would reveal His plan. And now, heaven is moving faster than you think. The angels are saying they want to marry you quickly, and today we're going to uncover why. Because when God's timing aligns with divine purpose, no force on earth can delay it. When God begins to move, everything changes. What once felt stagnant suddenly gains momentum. Divine acceleration is not about rushing, but about alignment. It is the moment when heaven and earth agree, when your preparation meets God's perfect timing. You may not have realized it, but while you were waiting, heaven was working. Every prayer, every lonely night, every test of faith was not wasted. It was building the foundation for this sudden move of God. You see, divine acceleration happens when God decides that the waiting season has fulfilled its purpose. It's when His will can no longer be delayed because what He planted in your heart is now ready to bloom. There comes a point when the Spirit whispers, "Now." And when heaven says now, doors that refuse to open begin to swing wide. People who once overlooked you begin to notice you. Situations that seemed impossible suddenly shift in your favor. That's divine acceleration. It's not coincidence, it's divine orchestration. God begins to redeem lost time. He turns years of preparation into moments of manifestation. He makes up for every setback, every betrayal, every disappointment. What took others decades to build, He gives you in a single season because your heart stayed faithful when others gave up. This is what's happening in your love story. Heaven is accelerating what once seemed delayed. The angels are saying they want to marry you so quickly, not because of impatience, but because divine timing has arrived. There are moments when heaven speeds up the process because destiny must unfold. This union is not an ordinary relationship. It is a divine partnership designed for purpose. When God chooses to move fast, it is because both hearts have been prepared in private, even if they never realized it. Every pain, every season of pruning, every lonely chapter was shaping you for this very connection. Divine acceleration also comes as a form of restoration. God redeems what you thought was lost. He restores the years that the enemy stole. Maybe you thought your season of love was over, or that it would take years to rebuild trust and faith again. But God says, "I can do it quickly." When heaven moves, He doesn't need permission from time. Time itself obeys Him. He can bring two people from opposite ends of the world together in days when it should have taken years. He can repair hearts overnight that should have taken months to heal. That is the mystery of His grace. When divine acceleration takes over, logic no longer applies. Many people struggle to believe it because they are used to the natural process. But when God's favor enters the story, natural timelines are broken. You'll look back and wonder how everything happened so fast and yet so peacefully. That's how you know it's divine. Acceleration from heaven never brings anxiety, it brings assurance. It doesn't cause confusion, it brings clarity. You'll feel a holy calmness even as everything around you begins to move faster. That's because God is not rushing you. He's fulfilling His promise. Think of Joseph, who went from prison to palace in a single day. Think of Ruth, who went from gleaning in fields to becoming a bride in one season. Think of how God parted the Red Sea in moments after His people had waited for generations. That's the pattern of divine acceleration. It happens suddenly, but it's built on years of hidden faithfulness. It feels like a miracle, but it's really the reward of obedience. So when heaven begins to move swiftly in your love story, don't question it. You are not being rushed. You are being redeemed. You are not losing control. You are stepping into divine flow. What took you years to pray for, heaven is now bringing to pass. Not by your might, not by your power, but by the Spirit of the living God. When heaven moves swiftly, it is never without reason. There is a deeper purpose behind every divine connection, And that purpose is far greater than the emotions of the moment. God does not join two hearts just for comfort or companionship. He joins them for kingdom purpose. When the angels say that they want this person to marry you quickly, it is not about rushing into love. It is about aligning two callings that were always meant to work together. Heaven sees what we cannot. It knows that this union is meant to accomplish something eternal. It is about destiny, not just desire. Every true relationship designed by God carries an assignment. It has a mission that will bless more than just the couple involved. When two people come together under divine instruction, their union becomes a vessel for God's will to be done on earth. This is why some connections feel urgent in the spirit. Heaven is not trying to satisfy human longing, it is trying to position two hearts for impact. Your union is not only about love, it's about purpose being fulfilled. That's why the timing feels accelerated. Because heaven knows that what you two will build together will bring glory to God and influence lives for generations. The person God is bringing into your life is not coming to complete you. They are coming to complement what God has already placed inside you. Together, your strengths, faith, and experiences will form something powerful. Where one is weak, the other will be strong. Where one has vision, the other will bring structure. It is not just about emotional connection, it is about spiritual chemistry. Two flames becoming one fire for the purpose of God's kingdom. That is why this union cannot be delayed any longer. Heaven is pushing it forward because there is a divine assignment that requires both of you to walk in unity. When purpose is involved, the Spirit of God begins to stir hearts. Suddenly, both individuals feel a sense of urgency and peace at the same time. They may not fully understand it, but their souls know something eternal is at stake. They feel drawn together by something deeper than attraction, by divine mission. This is what it means to be joined by heaven. It's when two people realize that their connection is not accidental but prophetic. The angels know that when these two come together, doors will open, chains will break, and faith will rise. Heaven accelerates such unions because the world needs what these two hearts will produce. Think of how God united Mary and Joseph for a divine purpose, not simply for companionship, but to bring forth destiny through their obedience. Think of Esther, who was placed beside the king for a moment that would save her people. God always attaches purpose to partnership. When He chooses to move quickly, it's because the time for that purpose to manifest has come. The Spirit begins to align circumstances, soften hearts, and remove distractions so that nothing stands in the way of what must be fulfilled. That is why this season feels so prophetic. Heaven isn't just forming a marriage, it's forming a mission. You are being called into a divine partnership where love and purpose walk hand in hand. It's not about how long you've known each other, it's about how clearly God is speaking. When something is heaven sent, peace confirms it. You won't feel pressured, you'll feel prepared. You won't feel confused, you'll feel called. The Spirit inside you will testify that this is right. So when you sense that holy urgency, do not resist it out of fear. Recognize that heaven has a plan bigger than your understanding. The angels are rejoicing not because of speed, but because purpose is finally being fulfilled. This marriage is a divine assignment wrapped in love, and the reason it's happening so quickly is that heaven's timetable has arrived. What God is joining together now carries a mission that cannot wait any longer, and every moment ahead will reveal that your union was never random. It was always kingdom design. Even when you can't see it, heaven is at work. While you wait, while you pray, while you question if anything is ever going to change, God has already dispatched His angels to prepare the way. They are the unseen hands of divine order, arranging moments, softening hearts, and guiding decisions that will bring your destiny into focus. When the angels say that the one meant for you wants to marry you quickly, it's because they've already been working behind the scenes to bring this promise to life. They are aligning two journeys that were written in heaven long before you ever met. Angels are not just silent observers, they are active messengers of God's will. They move according to His word, and when He gives a command concerning your life, they move swiftly to fulfill it. You may think that nothing is happening, but heaven's timeline doesn't follow your clock. While you've been asking questions, they've been preparing answers. While you've been fighting battles, they've been securing victories. They've been whispering truth into the heart of the one you love, stirring conviction, awakening love, and guiding them toward obedience. Every delay, every closed door, and every redirection has been a part of heaven's choreography. Sometimes divine preparation requires separation. The angels might have had to pull that person away for a season to mature their spirit, to heal their wounds, or to remind them who they are in God. It wasn't rejection, it was refinement. While you thought you were forgotten, the angels were teaching both of you how to love rightly. They were guarding your heart from premature connections, protecting you from the wrong people, and preparing you for the one who truly belongs in your life. They are God's messengers of timing and truth, ensuring that when love arrives, it carries purity, peace, and purpose. In the unseen realm, they have been working on both sides. They have been guiding your heart to stay patient, to not settle, to keep believing even when nothing seemed to change. And on the other side, they have been speaking to the one destined for you, breaking the chains of fear, pride, and confusion that once held them back. That stirring they feel, that sudden awareness that you are the one, is the work of heaven's messengers. They have been orchestrating divine meetings, aligning paths, and making sure that what once seemed impossible now becomes undeniable. Every answered prayer begins as a heavenly mission. When your faith rises in prayer, it gives the angels permission to move. They take your words of faith and carry them before the throne of God, and then they return with assignments of fulfillment. This is why you've begun to feel a shift in your spirit lately. You can sense that something is about to change because it already has in the unseen realm. The angels have completed their preparation, and now manifestation is close. That's why things are happening so suddenly, why conversations are reopening, why hearts that were closed are now tender. Heaven has finished arranging what your heart has been waiting for. Angels are not only messengers of blessing, they are protectors of divine timing. They guard what is sacred. They ensure that what belongs to you cannot be stolen, delayed, or destroyed. That's why no matter how hard the enemy tried to stop this connection, it could not be broken. Heaven's assignment over your life is stronger than any earthly interference. When the angels guard your love story, they protect its purity and its purpose. They make sure that it unfolds exactly as heaven intended. So while you may not see their wings or hear their voices, their presence is undeniable in the peace that surrounds you. Every sudden opportunity, every divine encounter, every word that feels perfectly timed, these are not coincidences, they are confirmations. The angels are completing the work they started, ensuring that when this union finally comes together, it carries heaven's signature. What was once delayed is now divinely orchestrated, and the messengers of God are making sure that your destiny arrives right on time. When God moves quickly, it often surprises us. Things begin to unfold at a pace we never expected, and suddenly everything that was once uncertain starts to fall into place. But when something happens fast, the human heart sometimes hesitates. We wonder if it's too soon, if it's too sudden, if it's too good to be true. Yet when God is in the center of it, speed does not equal recklessness. Divine acceleration does not cancel discernment. Heaven moves with both purpose and precision. When something is truly from God, it will never bring confusion, it will bring peace. That's how you know the difference between human impulse and divine confirmation. God never rushes you into something you're not ready for. When He moves quickly, it's because He has already done the preparation long before the manifestation. You see, what looks quick to you has actually been in process for years. God was working behind the scenes, shaping hearts, building